Okay, we've got Michelle, we've got Faith, we've got Helen, we've got Neil, and we've got Phil, we've got John, we've got Colin, we've got Jilly, and we've got Sam. Okay, so the question is, which extracts have you had of Shakespeare, and what do you hope to achieve with the work that you're going to be developing for me and for the Natural Shocks project? Okay. All right, we'll start off with you.
I've got As You Like It, and it's a scene where Sylvius and Phoebe, shepherd and shepherdess, are talking, and Sylvius is basically asking Phoebe not to be so nasty when she sort of pushes him away because he quite likes her. So I'm hoping to develop something around the themes of transformation. That's what I've picked up on for that, and aspects of love and maybe it's a bit of looking at the genders around the different characters. It's a bit of a theme in the play, so and I'm really looking forward to it because I know nothing about Shakespeare, so it's going to be a really big learning curve for me, but I'm really looking forward to the challenge.
Good, great. Faith, tell us about yours.
I have Twelfth Night, and the scene that I've got is between Viola, I can never remember which way to say it, and Olivia, and basically Viola is dressing up as a boy, Cesario, in order to woo Olivia for one of the main characters, Orsino. That's it in a very brief nutshell. And I think the bit that's interested me in the scene that I've got is the fact that there is a lot of gender bending, and it goes back to when Shakespeare was staging his plays, and you know, there was actually boys playing girls who were playing boys who were playing girls, so it's going to get very complicated. So I'm quite looking forward to it. I have to admit, it's not one of my favourite Shakespeare's plays, but having revisited it, I'm appreciating it. So I'm looking forward to doing a contemporary version. I've got some ideas, so that's good.
Helen.
I've got Hamlet. I was very lucky to get Hamlet. And I've got the scene where Gertrude and Hamlet have come into almost fisticuffs. And I'm wanting to take it from Gertrude's point of view rather than from Hamlet's point of view, to make Gertrude the powerful person within this, and that it's actually Hamlet who has the madness.
That's good.
I want a bit of rape and a bit of violence and a bit of
in the library.
And a bit of incest.
Oh, right, we look well to this. Good stuff. Dale, tell us about yours.
I've got Henry VI Part 3, which is not one of Shakespeare's plays that I was at all familiar with. It's been quite interesting delving into the Wars of the Roses and doing a little bit of historical research for it. And I've got the scene where Lady Grey turns up at King Edward's palace, and she wants her lands back from that belonged to her late husband. And King Edward clearly has other demands on her that he wishes to invoke before he'll return the lands to her. I'm looking forward to putting it into a modern setting and a modern context, taking it out of the royal palace, perhaps into the world of big business. I see it as being a power struggle, and I'm looking forward to exploring how that power struggle continues.
What are you hoping to get out of the project, do you think?
I have King Lear, Act 4, Scene 6, in which the Earl of Gloucester thinks he's fallen off a cliff, but hasn't. Well, I'm hoping to get some fun out of it. I enjoy script writing. And it's nice to be put back in contact with, or in touch with, Shakespeare. And it'd be nice if other people were put in contact with Shakespeare through that.
Great, thank you very much. John, way.
Hello. I'm just going to take some of Shakespeare's songs from various plays and put them in contemporary settings, which I'm very much looking forward to.
Okay. Colin, which extract did you get?
It's Much Ado About Nothing, Act 4, Scene 1, where Beatrice asks Benedict to kill his best friend.
Okay, and what do you hope to get out of the project?
Well, I know absolutely nothing about Shakespeare at all, so I'm just happy to learn something about a great man, and also take me out of comfort zone and be told to write something not what I want to do, but just take me out of comfort zone.
Brilliant, thank you. Jilly, tell us about your extract.
I've got Macbeth, Act 2, Scene 2, which is where Macbeth has just killed Duncan,
comes back to Lady Macbeth dripping with blood, and he's still got the daggers with him, which is a bit of a problem. He's obviously realising this is really quite serious stuff, and they are definitely already just starting his descent into madness. She's showing that she's actually probably the strong one in the relationship. She goes and sorts out the problems of the daggers being in the wrong place, implicates the grooms, and it's a really nice, shows really nicely where actually the power lies in the relationship and where the ambition lies in the relationship, and I think there's some probably really interesting contemporary comparisons.
That's good. And so what do you hope to get out of the project?
Oh, it's lovely to be involved. I wasn't a Shakespeare fan until very late in life, so it's lovely to start taking it seriously and looking at it from a different point of view, because in my teenage days, when you had to study it at school, because you had to study it, it was also compulsory to hate it. So I learnt to love it comparatively recently, and so it's really nice to come at it with a much more open and mature viewpoint.
Great. And finally, Sam.
Hello.
Hello. Can you tell us which was your extract?
I'm doing Measure for Measure, Act 3, Scene 1, where Claudio is imprisoned and due for execution. His sister can save him by way of yielding her virginity to the ruler of Vienna, who is a very nasty man, and she has come to her brother's prison cell to say, my virginity is worth much more than your life, and he is extremely unhappy with this result.
Okay, and what do you hope to get out of the project?
I hope to shed some light on gender politics in modern age and show that how Shakespeare, even from the 1600s, has relevance in modern times. And I'm just very much looking forward to the project because I love Shakespeare.